This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Ruel, and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Mark chapter 3, verse 23 through 26 is I came across this news article today where the title speaks for itself. Extraterritorial United States sanctions on Nord Stream 2, bringing Russia and Europe closer together. Economy minister, right? And this just proves that, Satan's house is divided. Satan casting out Satan. A house divided cannot stand. And what we're noticing is that, this man's system, Esau E, is divided. All right? They're at odds with each other. And eventually it's going to bring down this whole system through the act of war. Because the reason why this is happening is Donald Trump passed a bill on Friday which sanctions any country that does business with Russia with regards to this Nord Stream 2 pipeline. And already Germany and France, which I'm going to get into the article, are already up in an uproar because of it, all right? Because this pipeline that goes from Russia through the Black Sea to Germany is going to make things easier for the people of Europe in terms of economy-wise, because right now they got to go through Ukraine or America, and they're being overpriced. That's why you're seeing all these uproars of the people in Europe. All right, but this is just proof that, what's going on in the geopolitical world. You're seeing Satan's house divided. People are at odds with each other because they see that things are not going as planned. So let's get into this article here. It says cooperation between Russia and Europe is growing, and pressure for the United States just gives more impetus for further development of those ties, says Russian Economic Development Minister Maxim Orishkin, right? And mainly America's being a big bully, saying, you can't be doing deals with Russia. We're going to put sanctions on you if you do deals with Russia. And so America doesn't like the competition, in other words. And that's why Satan's house is divided. It's beautiful. You're seeing prophecy being fulfilled. It says, as you may see this year, we have more extensive contracts with Europe, not only on the business side, which was at a high level and is becoming even stronger, but also on the political level, right? And that's very prophetic because, according to Ezekiel 38, all right, Russia will be a guard unto the nations. And these nations are now looking at Russia for protection, for economic help. And so, because right now, Europe dealing with America is not going well, all right? And it's only going to get worse. He explained that the U.S. sanctions on the Nord Stream 2 natural gas pipeline project from Russia, Germany, as well as its other actions, have brought Russia and Europe closer. Quote, so we are having closer contacts. We are discussing and trying to find solutions. We are much closer comparing to where we were standing a year ago, right? And that goes to show you prophecy was moving fast in 2019. And it's only going to pick up when it comes to 2020, all right? You think 2019 was crazy. You ain't seen nothing yet. Talking about the Nord Stream 2 project, he pointed to a big problem of extraterritorial sanctions coming from the U.S. It's a big problem, not only from our side, but also from the European side. Exactly. So you're seeing a lot of tensions between Europe and America. That's why Satan's house is divided, man. And eventually, Europe, which gave their power onto the beast, NATO, they're going to kick this whole America off their back real soon. I'm going to get to that scripture. Just bear with me. Orishkin told RT that Russia and France have recently held an intergovernmental commission on the sanctions issue. He said that his French counterpart, Bruno Le Maire, called the U.S. sanctions unacceptable, right? So now you're clearly seeing like France, which is one of a major economic power within the European Union, all right, dealing with Russia and having their own commission amongst each other because of these sanctions. Hey man, Satan's house is divided. It's beautiful. All right, that's how you know these nations are going to turn on America, which is going to end Esau's empire. Let's go to another article. This is from ccn.com. It says U.S. sanctions bill from hell is a declaration of war on Europe as well as Russia. Exactly. All right. That's why, hey man, in the book of Habakkuk, let me get that before I get into this article. Hey, you got to be in the spirit of prophecy because this is beautiful, man, what we're seeing. These titles, these headlines are powerful headlines. Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Right. And if you're a man of the Lord, you're supposed to be on your tower watching, man, seeing these prophecies come to fruition, knowing that the kingdom's at nigh. Kingdom's nigh at hand. 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. Exactly. And the vision, all right, is being shown right in front of your eyes. All you have to do is go to the scriptures and look at the world today and see that, hey, it's plain upon tables. But those that are reading will get the understanding. That's the elect of Israel. 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, right, you know, for a couple of decades, prophecy was just moving. It was moving, but it wasn't moving, you know, as fast as it wanted, as you know, the elect wanted to. Those that were in the know back then, before low and unparty like, but before I even woke up to this truth. All right. But what did the scriptures say? Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And now it is not tearing. It is moving. It's faster. I mean, it is moving. So, you know, all you clowns that fell out, all you weak in the faith, hey, man, this wasn't a time to be weak in the faith. That's all I got to say. 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith, right? And we're living by faith by reading these scriptures, seeing prophecy being fulfilled, man. And this is all faith and belief that what we're seeing in the world today and correlating with the scriptures proves that the Lord's coming and the kingdom of heaven is at hand and Esau's empire is coming down. 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, meaning his philosophy, that's Esau, Edom, democracy, all right, pushing LGBTQ personnel, all, you know, different religions. You can worship any religion you want, all that madness. He's a proud man, neither keep it at home, right? You have your military all scattered throughout the earth, all right, who enlarges desires hell and is as death, right? Because everywhere you go, you bring nothing but war, death, and destruction. And that's definitely talking about America. Just look at America for an example. And that's you, Esau. You've always been like that since your inception. And cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and even unto him all people, right? Which you did, all right, with your your wicked diplomacies, NATO, all that stuff, all right? 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay, right? Because in order for you to keep your empire, you have to go into the perpetual debt, all right? And this is going to be your own demise. And that's why these nations want to pull away from you, because they know your country is in so much debt that they don't want to have anything to do with it. 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, right? Because when you're seeing now Europe working with Russia, it's a clear indicator that these nations, that Europe, all right, the European Union, which gave their power onto the beast, NATO, all right, is at odds with America, all right? And eventually they're going to attack this whore real soon. 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and of all that dwell therein. Right. And it's coming, man. Nothing but death and destruction is coming to America. All right. Because when you read stuff like this, it proves it that, hey, man, these nations are going to go against America. You putting up sanctions called Bill from Hell, which is like a declaration of war. Well, let's get into this article real quickly. It says, U.S. Congress sanctions European companies over the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Congress wants to escalate the economic war further with sanctions from hell, Bill Daska. These moves will force a split between the U.S. and Europe's economic futures. Exactly, and that's proving that we're living these last days, man. President Trump's biggest problem is coming from Congress may not be impeachment. Impeachment is a distraction. That's right, it is a distraction. While members of his own party stopped him from settling grievances with Russia, this year's National Defense Authorization Act contained a rider which placed immense economic sanctions on any European company working on Russian energy projects. Trump couldn't veto it politically, exactly. And he's not going to, all right? It's going to go down, all right? It says we're talking about the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Nord Stream 2 is necessary to secure Germany's energy future because of Washington's policy to use Ukraine as a wedge against Russia, right? Because at the end of the day, America's at odds with Russia, and they're using these European nations as a scapegoat. America's doing that, and that's why it's just backfiring. And the European Union sees it, man. Those 10 horns. What Nord Stream 2 really does is stop the U.S. from gaining market share in the European gas market. We want the political leverage to make Europe dance to our tune, right? And that's just why Europe is going to turn their back on America. And you're seeing it. All right, these nations, these average European citizen, they don't like America at all, man. All right? That's why there's always some type of altercation over there in that country between America and Europeans. The U.S. has long argued that Germany cannot have Nord Stream 2 because it undermines European energy security. In fact, the message of sanctions on Nord Stream 2 is indeed needed now more than ever. Those sanctions target the subcontractors to Gazprom, which owns the pipeline. This is legitimate, honest business. The initial effect has been to intimidate Swiss company OLC from laying the final stretch of pipe. Right, because you even had Swiss involved in it too. Germany is livid over the breach of international etiquette and law. It's a direct threat to the economic well-being of countries we list as allies under NATO. Here's German embassy. The German government has regretfully taken note that with Friday's signing by U.S. President Donald Trump, the sanctions introduced by U.S. Congress against Nord Stream 2 and Turkstream enter into force. The German government rejects such extraterritorial sanctions. Exactly. Amen. The beast shall hate the whore. Well, first let's go to Jeremiah 50. And this is, what we're coming to, where America, it's time for you to get judged. Jeremiah 50 and, 51. Salakia. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken off her wine, therefore the nations are mad, right? And this is why you're having all these problems, because the nations did drink off the wine of Babylon, America, and now it's kicking them in the rear end because they're trying their hardest to get away from America, and every time they do, America wants to apply pressure, sanctions, all right? And when you go into that word mad, all right, there's multiple definitions, but we're at the point, because this is mad could be a two-edged, man, all right? But when you go into it, check this out. It says to make a fool or make into a fool, to act madly, act like a madman, exactly. And these nations were made a fool by taking on the philosophies of America. And now look at the predicament they're in. And that's why there's going to be war. And Satan's house is divided. It's going to be nothing but war. All right? Let's continue on. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. Exactly. And America can't be healed. It's in too much debt. The people have been demoralized. All right. Now it's just all it comes now is war. All right. And that's it, man. That's what's coming. Revelation 17 and 1. So, these news articles are just an indicator that Satan's house divided. We're at the end of Esau, Edom's rulership. And what comes when a kingdom goes down? War. Revelation 17 and 1. And there come one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Right. And that great whore is America, that sit upon many waters, talking about the many nations that dwell here in America. All right. 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of her fornication. Right. So this is obviously talking about America. All right. This is obviously talking about America. All right. So now let's get to the judgment of the whore. All right. Revelation 17 and 15. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Right. That's why they call America a great melting pot. 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right. And those 10 horns talk about the European Union. All right. That gave their power onto the beast, which is NATO. And America rides the beast, which is that whore. All right. And we're coming to it where, NATO is going to take America right off its back and turn on her. All right. And they're going to follow Russia's lead. Shall make her desolate, naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right. Meaning nuclear fire, because it's going to go into nuclear war. 17. For the most high power Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. Right, because this ultimately, at the end of the day, this is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He's making these nations turn on America to fulfill prophecy. 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of earth. Right, and that's talking about America. That great city, Babylon. You read in Revelation 14. All right, that great city. So Lord was edifying. As you can see, Satan's house is divided. These nations are against each other, and they're all going to point the finger at who to blame, and it's going to be America, Babylon, which ends Esau's kingdom. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, Ruel, who taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith. And with that, Shalom, and of course, Abba Ball. Shalom.